Hello, welcome all back. We got round three results. Well, the preview of the A-League and the opening round for the A-League Women's. Let's get on the way. We've got so much to cover. So welcome all. So we just got in what a weekend of football. This is the A-League men's with its soccer in Australia New Zealand competition of the men's service up some last grabs drama. His Stormington's first win and a touch of class from a World Cup winning winner. And just when you thought you could catch your breath, the A-League Women's made their grand returning kick off a new season with some absolute fillers and some huge statements from their defending champs. Welcome back. That's it. We are going to break every single result from action packed for a few days in the A-Leagues. We look at who laid down an early marker and who's ready to feel the heat. Let's get on to it. So we begin with the A-League men's round 3 result. Well, we have to start in Auckland, where the history was made after a couple of draws to start the A-League life. Auckland FC have their first ever win, taking down Adelaide United 2-1 at Go Media Stadium. And what a moment it was in front of a buzzing crowd of over 11,000. It was a victory they thought deserved. And believe it or not, it will shoot the strength to the top of the table. 3 rounds in, and the new boys are loaded in. The goals came from Sam Hargrove, his first for the club, and a late winning from Lords Villington in the 79th minute. Adelaide, he pulled back in just a breakthrough. Luca Jussi Kuna, but Auckland showed some real get to hold on for the win. It was a massive achievement. Steve Corrigan aside so early in their journey. They proving that aren't just have to make up the numbers. They hit late from a history first to instant stalemate over in Brisbane, where Brisbane, Raw and Sydney, Melbourne City found out a scoreless draw, now a 0-0 on paper. Might sound like a new fest, but this was just snooping increased bottles. There were plenty of feeling between these two teams, but they managed to keep a little it with no retard the city, and it was just another clean sweep, which continued their rock solid feet start and keep their undefeated streak alive. Brisbane will be happy to take the point and show can be toe-to-toe with the top side. Now for the professional performances that got everyone talking. Melbourne Victory flew to Perth and grabbing a 2-0 win. Big win over the Glory. But the real story was John Macarong, the Spanish Manto, making his first start appearance. Absolute run to show he was everything, pulling the strings in the 54th minute. He got his first tapping home, his first goal for the Melbourne Victory in a classic match finish, ghosting into the box that sealed the deal. His coach, after Dye, mentioned after the match that Mentor is absolutely ahead of schedule and that his work rate was just impressive, as the goal itself, Kingy Jackie had already opened the scoring against his old club with a fantastic strike in the 11th minute. But the mentioned goal felt like this statement. Elsewhere, the goals were flying. Sydney FC on a clinic away from home, destroying the Newcastle Jets 4-1. The Huge capitalised. That's in second place, and their attacking is really dealing. Their two other games this round were hard fought out 1-1 draw. The Central Coast Mariners shared points with the Wellington Phoenix, and the debut Macarong and the Sydney Warriors couldn't red. After 3 rounds, the table is looking juicy. Adelaide, Auckland FC are on top of 7 points, with Sydney FC braving down their net on 6 points with a high goal defence, with Melbourne City. Wellington Phoenix are all still undefeated with 5 points. It's already strapping up to an incredible tight season. A-League Women opening, and that's what we hear. The wait is finally open. The off-season's complete. The season has kicked off. The women's, and they are hit back for the Ninja. A-League Women's are back in town for the competition of the opening round of the 2025-26 season. Did not disappoint. The action kicked off of the 31st of October and was non-stop of entertainment. We were greeted to some actually now by the Brisbane Roar and Melbourne Victory, played out of a 5-goal classic, with the Roar just sneaking a 3-2 victory. That match was a rollercoaster, even with a lightning delayed, but the drama was on the pitch was just electric. A tough one to shallow for last season's runners-up in Victory, but they show plenty of heat. In another blockbuster, Sydney FC take on Melbourne City. Couldn't be split between the two. A fantastic 2-2 draw. It was a high-quality game played in front of the biggest crowd of the round, with 3,000 fans there to see it. So, in another blockbuster, I just mentioned about the Sydney FC and Melbourne City. And what about these defending champions, the Central Coast Mariners? They picked up where they left off after an incredible grand final win last season. They started their defensive title once again with a 3-0 win over the Adelaide United, scoring a clear winning shot in the west of the league. The other results was Perth Glory grabbing an impressive 3-1 rude win against the Western Sydney Warriors, and while the Newcastle Jets kick off their campaign with a 2-1 over Canberra United, which is in the A-League Women's Ninja League. There's no Canberra team in the men's. Just want to let you all know. But with an average of 3.8 goals per game across the opening round, it's a pretty clear we're in for another season attacking, exciting football. We've seen some incredible action already for the history. First, for Auckland into the Women's Championship final, all on cylinders. If you are enjoying, then the breakdown, do me a favour and hit that subscribe button. Much appreciate. So many incredible, really fun episodes. So many quizzes you will absolutely love. And let me down in the comments down below what impressed you this weekend with this week 1 of the opening round. Well, looking ahead of the preview, so what's coming next? Let's take a peek at round 4 in the A-League Men's Zaza Suzuki League. Now, the head clash was out at debut in the Melbourne Derby, Melbourne Victory versus Melbourne City at Amy Park. This is one of the huge ones, and this will be some extra spice. Victory is riding high after that win in Perth, and John Macarong looks like he's finding his ribbon. But the City is still unbeaten, undefeated for less. That just is so tight. Breakdown will magic be the key, or will the City's wall stand tall once again? You don't want to miss that. Another cracking to see the new league ladders. Auckland FC travels to face the Wellington Phoenix in their first New Zealand derby of the season. What a story this is. Auckland is flying after their first win, but Wellington also undefeated and will depending to put their new kids on the block. Remember that band? Remember that group? Whoa ho 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 ho, whoa ho ho ho, whoa ho 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 ho. See the new kids on the block and in their place. It's better to fire some absolute amazing, and you do not want to miss that one. Another key game, including the Sydney FC hosting the Mathers in another derby clash, and the Western Sydney Warriors, well, they're depending on their first win of the season when they take on Central Coast Mariners. And now, as the A League Women's, the action continues with some fairy tales of pictures. This match is the round of to be the Melbourne City hosting the Central Coast Mariners. This is the heavyweight about last year's 20th take on the reigning championships. City battles for a tough draw against Sydney, while the Miracles look unstoppable. Now for the A-League, the action continues with some amazing features ahead. Like I said, it is the Melbourne City hosting Central Coast Mariners, the last year's 20th versus the regular championships. And what good. Last season's grand finalists, Melbourne Victory, are on the road, will be taking on Western Sydney Warriors. After a heartbroken loss to their opening season, Jeff Hawkins' side will be fired up to get their first point on the board. Elsewhere, Sydney FC will take their first win to taking on Adelaide, and Brisbane Roar will take their perfect dark. They go up against their perfect glory. So there you have it. Round 3 is all complete. It's all shivered. It is all complete on the deck and the men's comp, with Auckland FC living their dream and the usual unsuspect fighting for their position. The A-League women's season is off to a brilliant start, between goals, drama, and a fire like 2 weeks. The stories are just the beginning and unfold up to the next few weeks are going to be massive. Which upcoming match are you most excited for? Let me know in comments down below. Love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy, please give a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our A-League right here. And as well, for next time, we'll break it all down. Until then, take care, and the BJ show's out. Bye for now.